Okay. So I had to split this up into two videos, just because we had like a fire drill during planning right now. But basically, the first part though of the assignment is you want to do your gradations on the top here, practice it with your letters. But basically, you're just turning the letters into 3D with the shading technique. And then the last part of the assignment is just draw four textures and four patterns. So pretty simple though. I'm gonna give you guys a um, Google Slides to look at some different patterns, textures you want to incorporate in your drawing. But my advice though, in terms of textures and patterns, because these are just only like a few things you can use on here. Just look for some online too. As there's obviously not everything's in this one Google Slides though. But if you want to use this though, you can use it. So in terms of the textures patterns, though, I want you to just practice drawing certain textures and patterns you might want to incorporate in your drawing. So, for example, maybe I might want to use like this rock texture. I'm just kind of looking at the drawing here, but it's just you're just gonna practice drawing these shapes and things you want to do. So these are gonna be like little details and things we're gonna add to the drawing itself. Yeah, you just want to kind of get comfortable with like the pattern or texture that you want to draw. Just because it's like like everything we've done doing before. We're just doing a little rough draft right now, and we're gonna like finalize the drawing in the bigger drawing. So you definitely want to just get comfortable with doing the process. So I'm just gonna draw what I see. So, if you do see some areas of like value and shading too, you can practice that as well. So, doing all these little things, thinking about your darkest darks, your lightest lights, this is what's going to push the details in your drawing. So I'm looking at like these areas of dark. If you want to know what I'm drawing like this one right here on the bottom. I'm just copying it though. Using it as a informed tool. So, that way I'll know how to go about with my drawing when I do it on my final drawing. You always want to give yourself a chance to experiment with tools, your drawings, and, experiment with something. It gives you a chance to just try out things in I want to say like in a, kind of like in a safe environment though. Because, like the worst thing that could happen is, oh, I messed up on this practice. I know I probably don't want to do this pattern or texture with my final. So, you want to use this as like an opportunity just to practice things. So you can do like a pattern texture. You can do some textures too. So you can do a mix of the two, but definitely, try to experiment with both though. See which ones you like. So maybe I might want to do something like with these fish scales here. Just want to take your time with the drawing. No rush. And then, once you kind of got like a good feel of, the drawing, and I do want you to do like four different ones that you might want to use. Then you can, and this is optional if you want to do this. So if you have some extra time, I definitely would try this out. Just try out those textures patterns that you guys did drawings of. See how it looks. Because you won't know how things look unless if you add it to the actual drawing itself. So I'm just trying these fish scales here. Ideally, though, whatever pattern you're picking, though, just so things are unified, though, I do want you to just kind of stick with like the same pattern for all the words. This one you can just kind of try out different things, though, just to see how it looks. And I'm kind of drawing it a little differently than how I had it before. You know, it's like you'll either like it, you won't like it. Maybe I might want to change some things to it. Maybe I might want to make this a darker, lighter, darker to lighter. Get a little bit more pop. Maybe I want to thicken the lines a little bit more. I feel like patterns are a little bit more limited. Texture you can kind of like play around with it more. But yeah, just experiment with it though. So, I'm looking at this, I'm like, "Ugh, I don't really like how this looks. So, if you have time though, I would just experiment with it. Otherwise, you have to just kind of go with it though. In terms of the final drawing, I'm trying to do like those little scale things, but not really a big fan of how that's looking. Okay, so just kind of use this like experimental sheet though, see how things look, and then I'll help to kind of prepare you for like the final drawing that we do. You're adding some like pattern textures to your words. This one I was trying to make it look metallic. So I didn't really have an example of this on the PowerPoint or Google Slides, but that is an option you can do, with your drawings.